Hello, Mima here from Koaskno Academy. I hope you all are doing good. Today we will study the Unit 10, Oscillation and Waves. Here, in this chapter 12, we will study the oscillation. The syllabus of this chapter will be the periodic motion, time period, frequency, displacement as a function of time, periodic function, simple harmonic motion, which is SHM, its equation, phase, oscillation of a spring, restoring force, force constant, energy in SHM, kinetic and potential energy, simple pendulum, and a derivation and expression for the time period. So these all topics we are going to cover in this chapter, oscillation. So let's go ahead. Firstly, we'll study the basic terms which will be used for this oscillation thing. So firstly, the periodic motion. What actually the periodic motion is? When a body repeats its motion continuously on the definite path in a definite interval of a time, any body is there and it's simply moving in a definite path. Path is already defined, and along with the path, the definite time interval is also definite. Then the motion is called the periodic motion, and the interval of the time is called time period. This particular motion of an body in the definite path and the definite interval of the time is called periodic motion, and interval time is called time period. This is periodic motion. Now, oscillatory motion. So, if a body in a periodic motion moves to and fro, means like this, to and then fro, about an definite point called its mean or equilibrium position. Mean position or equilibrium position, same only. Then the motion of the body is a oscillatory motion. Now, harmonic oscillation. So, harmonic oscillation is that oscillation which can be expressed in terms of harmonic function. Harmonic oscillation is the oscillation which can be expressed in simple harmonic function. It means sine or cosine function. This will be the harmonic oscillation. Now, the restoring force. No net force acts on a vibrating particle when it is in equilibrium position. Or when like any particle is vibrating or in its equilibrium position, at that time no net force acts. When the particle is displaced, then the periodic force acts in which is always directed towards the equilibrium position, and this force is known as restoring force. This particular force is called as restoring force. Now, simple harmonic motion, which is SHM. Simple harmonic motion is a special type of periodic motion or a oscillation where the restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement and acts direction opposite to the displacement is called simple harmonic motion. Linear simple harmonic motion, the periodic motion, the periodic to and fro motion on a straight line. It's linear is there, so obviously it's a straight line. About to fixed point is called a mean or equilibrium position under a force which is always directed towards the mean position and proportional to the distance from the mean position is called linear SHM or linear simple harmonic motion. Now, the condition of the linear simple harmonic motion. The motion of the particle should be in the straight line, as linear word is there. So, it should be in this straight line to and fro about the fixed point, mean or equilibrium position. The restoring force acting on the particle should always be proportional to the distance of the particle from the fixed point. Also, the force acting on a particle should always be directed towards the fixed point. So this is the condition. Also, the projection of the uniform circular motion on its diameter is a simple harmonic motion. So this is particular for the uniform circular motion, and here the diameter is a simple harmonic motion. What is representing here? The diameter is representing a simple harmonic motion. A particle explanation is also there. A particle P is executing to be the uniform circular motion, and the projectile projection of the point P on the diameter A dash. Let's go again with the diagram. From here to this is the diameter A to A dash, and executes the simple harmonic motion. At the displacement of the equation simple harmonic motion will be y is equals to A sine omega t. In the above diagram, from the diagram you can see ON is representing the y, which will be the displacement. OP is equals to A, which will be the amplitude. Also, it is making an angle, we can see, which is POB is equals to theta, which is equals to omega t, where omega is the angular velocity, amplitude is the displacement corresponding to the maximum value of sine omega t. Omega t is the amplitude and maximum value of this sine omega t is equals to 1, and A is the amplitude. So this is all about the circular motion. Also, the time period t will be 2 pi upon omega. Time taken by the particle is above to the point n in the above figure. To complete one oscillation is called time period. Now, frequency, the number of oscillation completed in 1 second is called frequency. Frequency n is equals to 1 upon t or omega upon 2 pi. Also, the phase, it is if it is a fraction of the period that a point completes after passing through the mean equilibrium position, this particular thing is called phase. So, if the particle P naught from this diagram, if the particle from the point P0 instead of the equilibrium point B, then the angle BOP naught is called the initial phase, which is pi naught. And the displacement equation will become y sine A omega t plus pi naught. When it will start from the P naught, then this will be the displacement equation. If the particle moving from the P naught dash instead of moving equilibrium to point, then it will be angle BOP dash. Okay. At that time, it is called the initial phase will be minus pi naught. Then the displacement equation will be different, or it will be like this. So it depends the moving particle from where actually it is starting. So this equation depends on that. Now the same phase in the opposite phase. If the two oscillating particles any instant pass simultaneously through the equilibrium position in the same direction, then they are said to be the same phase. If two oscillating particles at an instant pass simultaneously through their equilibrium position in the opposite direction, then they are said to be the opposite phase. So this is for the same and the opposite phase. Now velocity in SHM. The velocity of a particle executing simple harmonic motion at any instant defined as the rate of change of displacement with the instant equation is y is equals to a sine omega t. Then the velocity v will be omega square root of a square minus y square. So v is equals to v max, which is equals to omega a. Then y is equals to 0 and v is equals to 0 when y is equals to a. So this is the velocity in SHM. Same acceleration, it will be the acceleration of the particle executing simple harmonic motion at any instant is defined as the rate of change of velocity with the time at the instant acceleration alpha is equals to minus of omega square y. The direction of acceleration opposite to the direction of displacement. In the periodic motion, t will be 2 pi, displacement upon acceleration, which will be, displacement is y and acceleration is alpha. So this is the periodic time for acceleration in SHM. Now, equation of SHM in the terms of cosine. So displacement is x is equals to a cos omega t, velocity v is minus omega a square root of a square minus x square. So acceleration will be alpha minus of omega square n x. So the general equation of SHM will be y is equals to a cos omega t plus phi. And the differential equation of the SHM will be like this: d square by upon dt square plus omega square is equals to 0. So these are the equation. We can easily deduct any equation with the help of displacement, velocity, acceleration, from where it's starting, what kind of angle it's making, whether angular velocity is taking place or not, displacement x, acceleration a. With the help of this, we can easily deduct all the equations. Now the graphical representation of SHM. So we have studied the simple in the term of cosine. Now let's study with the graphical representation. So the displacement y is a sine omega t. So it will be a sine, the value of omega will just substitute and we get this equation. Velocity, this is the displacement equation. Now the velocity will be a omega sine 2 pi t upon capital T plus pi by 2. And acceleration will be a omega square sine 2 pi t plus phi. This is the graphical representation of SHM. Also, graphically, it has been represented with respect to the time, displacement, velocity, acceleration has been drawn. So the time is different, like t by 4, t by 2, 3t by 4. So this particular is representing the displacement line, this graph is representing the velocity, and this one is representing the acceleration. So with respect to the equation, it has been shown in the graph. So now energy of the particle in a SHM. So a particle is executing a simple harmonic motion poses a potential energy due to the displacement from the equilibrium position and the kinetic energy due to its velocity. So the potential energy will be U plus U is equals to half of m omega square y square, and for the kinetic energy it will be K is equals to half m omega square a square minus y square. So the total energy will be like 2 pi s square mn square and a square. This is the energy of particle in simple harmonic motion. Now the graphical representation of energy at equilibrium position, the potential energy of the particle is 0 and the kinetic energy is maximum. So at the extreme point, the kinetic energy of the particle is 0 and the potential energy is maximum. Both are inversely. So the potential energy and the kinetic energy are very periodically, with the times of the total energy will remain constant. So this is the graph representing the and both energy, potential, kinetic, as well as the total energy, its maximum and the minimum point as well. Now, the simple pendulum. If a point mass is suspended by the weightless in an extensible and a perfectly flexible string from the rigid support, then the arrangement is called a ideal simple pendulum. So, here in the practice, a small metallic sphere is suspended by the cotton thread from the rigid support. Just see. Okay, and the sphere is called bob, and the distance between the center and the gravity of the bob at the point is called suspension is called effective length, representing by small l. The motion of the simple periodic is a simple harmonic motion. Its time period will be t is equals to 2 pi and l by is under root square root of l by g. So the time period is independent of the mass of the bob. Here this is the bob, the length l, and this is the extreme position where it's going. For the second pendulum, if the time period of the pendulum 2 seconds, then it is called second pendulum, and a factor affecting on the time period of pendulum will be effective length t is directly proportional to the square root of L. Acceleration to the gravity will be t directly proportional, inversely proportional to 1 by square root of g, and the time period does not depend on the amplitude and the mass of the walk. This is for the second pendulum. There is some concept like kinetic and the potential energy of the simple pendulum, and then Progan got maximum and the marks at the end term. Kisan got maximum marks like interpretation with the help of this, like Progan got maximums in the term. Here A means extreme position, M is maximum at potential energy. For both the potential and the kinetic energy, there is one like thing which is easy to remember or recall this particular potential energy, where it's maximum, where it's extreme point and all. So with the help of this concept, you can keep in mind. Now, let's move ahead with the horizontal oscillation of a mass attached to the spring. One end of the spring of a light, a force constant K is attached to the mass M and the other end is fixed to the rigid support. If the body is lightly displaced, the time period oscillation T will be 2 pi square root of M by K. Here we have the spring, like this is connected from here. When we extend it, the work will be done, and mass is M. So the displacement is X over here, and again it goes string, then next will be there. So the motion of the mass, no. For again, it's for the two different thing, mass will be remain same than for the K1 and K2 condition. Motion of mass attached to the two horizontal spring. When the mass is M attached to the two spring of the force constant K1 and the K2 as shown in below. So then if the mass is displaced from its equilibrium position, then the time period, at this time the time period will be 2 pi whole square root of M K1 plus K2 upon K1 into K2. So when the mass is m is a test of the spring to spring of the force constant K1 and K2 as shown in the given. So this is the time period equation. Now another is then the mass of the displays slightly to its equilibrium position, the time period t will be m for whole square root of m K1 plus K2. Now the vertical oscillation of a mass suspending from this spring, when the mass m is suspended from the vertical spring of the force, the constant slightly pulled downward, and the release at that time, the time period will be t is equals to 2 pi square root of m by k, where m is the mass suspended, two lights vertical spring and connected in the parallel of the force. Constant is K1 and K2 respectively, slightly pulled downward and release the period of the oscillation. So acceleration is this. At that time, the time period will be 2 pi square root of mass, which is m, and for the two different spring constant K1 plus K2. Again, different condition when the mass m is suspended from the two light particles, vertical spring and the connected to the force K1 and K2 slightly pull downward, release the time period oscillation. So this time oscillation will be different, 2 pi m 1 by k plus K2. So these all are the different time period equations with respect to the condition when it is pulled down or when it is displacing. Like this, the different time periods has been recorded. Okay, so this is the last one. When a mass of the spring suspended between two vertical, the force constant K1 and the K2 respectively, the other free end of the spring are connected of the rigid support as shown in figure. So if the mass m is slightly pulled downward in the released acceleration here in the downward direction, then the equation will be t2 pi m whole square root of m K1 plus K2. Now, on the basis of the concept which we have covered, let's go ahead with the 1 marks question. So firstly, when the sound wave frequency is 300 Hz and passes through the medium, the maximum displacement of the particle medium is 0.1 centimeter. The maximum velocity of the particle is equals to. So the displacement of the particle medium is x is equals to a sine kx omega t. Velocity equation also we know. So the maximum velocity of the particle Vmax will be equals to a omega, which is equals to a 2 pi f, and it will be equals to 0.1. We'll substitute the value, and here we get the maximum value of V is equals to 60 pi centimeter per second. The length of the second pendulum, where g is equals to 9.8 meter per second square, is 1 meter. The length of the second pendulum on the planet, where g value is 4.9, will be. So firstly, the time period of the pendulum t 2 pi whole square root of L upon g. So length L is the length of pendulum. G is the acceleration due to the gravity. Now on the other planet, g dash is 4.9 meter per second square actually. And then so as to keep the time period constant, 2 pi is we'll give this equation and put all the values for the different for Earth and another for the different g value, and here we get the value of x, which is equals to 0.5 meter. So the new length must be 0.5 meter. This question a very basic question, what about g, about the frequency and the time period and all. Let's move ahead with the 2 marks question. What are the characteristics of simple harmonic motion? So firstly, the acceleration of the particle directly proportional to the displacement and directed towards the main position. It can be represented by the single harmonic motion of the sine or cosine. Total energy of the particle remains conserved and it is periodic motion. So these are the characteristics of simple harmonic motion. The time period of the particle SHM depends on the force constant K and the mass m particle T is equals to this equation. A simple harmonic executes simple harmonic motion approximately when the time period of the pendulum independent of the mass pendulum. So in simple pendulum, the restoring force F is equals to minus of mg Lx or minus kx we can write, as mg is a force only. So K will be equals to minus mgl. Substituting the value in the expression T is equals to 2 pi m by K. So here we get T is equals to 2 pi of L upon G. So thus m gets cancelled out and the time period of the pendulum depend on the mass of the pendulum. Here it is proved. Now The frequency of an oscillation mass by the spring is n1, and if the length of the spring is cut half, the mass oscillate with the frequency n2. Determine the value n2 upon n1. So in the first case, k is force constant, so n1 is equals to 1 upon 2 pi into square root of k upon m. In the second case, the length of the length becomes half, so the force constant becomes 2k. So here n2 will be equals to 1 by 2 pi into square root of 2k by m. So the ratio of both n2 upon n1 we get root 2. So the value will be root 2. The periodic time of the mass suspended by the force constant k and the spring of be cut into the 3 equal pieces. If the same mass be suspended from the one piece, what will be the periodic time? So in the first case, for the time t1 will be equals to 2 pi into m upon k, and for the second it will be 2 by it will be 3k, okay, as according to the question. So the t2 will be equals to t1 upon root 3. Okay, now let's move ahead with the 3 marks question. What are the periodic motion, oscillatory motion, simple harmonic motion? Explain that oscillatory motion are periodic, but all the periodic motion are not oscillatory. So the definitions we have already studied about the periodic motion, oscillatory motion, simple harmonic motion. When the body repeats its motion continuously on the definite path, definite interval time, the motion is called periodic. And if a body on the periodic motion moves on the to and fro about definite point, called its mean or equilibrium position, that motion is called oscillatory motion. Simple harmonic motion is a special type of periodic motion or oscillation where the restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement and acts in the direction of opposite. So the displacement. Now all the oscillatory motion are periodic, but all the periodic motion are not oscillatory. Why so? Let's prove it. So firstly, the word oscillatory refers to something that moves back and forth repeatedly, as only it's from the definition where it's confirmed. But the word periodic refers to the something that repeats after the regular interval of time. So in an oscillatory motion, a particle passes over the point in definite interval time. Hence, all oscillatory motion are periodic. It's fine. But there are many such periodic motion which not get involved back in the fourth motion. That's why oscillatory motion are the periodic, but periodic motion are not the oscillatory one. Now discuss, example has also been given, it will be clear from it. Now discuss the SHM and a projection of a uniform circular motion. So let us consider the particle executing a circular motion with a uniform speed from the diagram. Here O is the center, OP is A, which is the radius of the circle, and X and X dash, Y and Y dash are the two perpendicular axes along the diameter. Let the particle P, and after the time T, omega is the angular velocity and angular displacement is the theta time T, then theta is equals to omega T. Pn is the perpendicular drawn and P on the Y and Y dash. Let's go on the diagram, all the things will be clear. As the particle moves from X to Y, okay, from here in this direction it's moving, the perpendicular N moves from O to Y only, and as the particle moves from Y to X dash, from here to this, then the perpendicular N moves from Y dash to O. So as the particle moves from the X to Y dash, the foot of the particle N moves from O to Y dash. So according to this, the motion of O to Y is shown, and as the particle is moved from Y dash to X, the foot of the perpendicular N moves from the Y to O. So when the particle completes the one revolution along the circumference, the point N complete the vibration mean position O, and the position of the point N along with the diameter Y and Y dash in the simple harmonic motion. Hence the projection of the uniform circular motion on the diameter circle executes the simple harmonic motion. As we have already discussed, the diameter is only representing the simple harmonic motion, so here it is proved. Now another question is, often the formula for the displacement, velocity and acceleration time period particle executing simple harmonic when its velocity of the particle maximum when zero. When zero, at that time acceleration. So with the diagram we consider O as a center, OP is equals to A, Radius of circle x and x dash, y and y dash, the projection of the simple uniform circular motion on the diameter of particle of a circle executes the simple harmonic motion. So formula for the displacement, the distance traveled by the foot of the perpendicular is n drawn from the revolving particle P at the instant from its mean position O is known as a displacement, and when the particle is at P, the displacement of the foot perpendicular NO from the along the y-axis is y. N is equals to y, OP is equals to sine theta. Then y is equals to a sine omega t, and then theta is equals to omega t, and OP is equals to a. So the radius of the circle, its amplitude of the motion. So y is equals to a sine omega t. For the formula for the velocity, the rate of change of displacement, the equation of displacement is this from when we or we get v is equals to a omega sine cos omega t, and v is equals to omega square root of 1 minus sine square. We'll substitute the value of this. Here we get v is equals to a omega square root of a square minus y square. This is the formula for velocity. From the velocity, we'll deduct the acceleration. We get alpha is equals to omega minus of omega square by omega, or the negative sign is indicate the acceleration is in the opposite direction. Formula for the time period will be t is equals to 2 pi omega for the projection. Then for equation v, considering the magnitude of acceleration alpha, then omega square is equals to alpha upon y. Then put the equation t is equals to 2 pi square root of y upon alpha. This is the time period equation. Maximum velocity and the zero velocity. The velocity is 0 when the y is equals to 8. Then the projection passes through the end point of the motion, where the displacement is maximum. The velocity is maximum when the projection passes through the mean position y is equals to 0 of the motion. At that time, the velocity will be 0. Now, the maximum acceleration and zero acceleration. The acceleration is 0 when y is equals to 0. So, the projection of the passes through the time position, it's maximum when the particle ends point of the motion. Now, a particle is executing a simple harmonic motion. V1 and V2 are the velocity, Y1 and Y2 are the distance. And then just prove the time period given by this. Velocity equation V is equals to omega under root of square root of a square minus y square for the first position. V1 omega square a2 square minus y1 square. For the second, it will be same for just only y2. When we substitute, subtract both equation 1 and 2, we get value of omega is equals to square root of v square minus v1 square y1 square minus y2 square. Now, as we know the value of omega, it's 2 pi upon t. So, we'll just simplify it. And when we deduce or just simplify this equation, we get value of t is equals to 2 pi whole square root of y2 square minus y1 square v1 square minus y2 square. Now let's go ahead with the 5 marks question. So a body of the mass m attached to the one of the end spring constant k is executing the simple harmonic motion. Establish the time period of the accelerating t is equals to 2 pi square root of m by k. So a light spring force constant k is fixed to the rigid support. Other end of the spring is attached to the mass m, which with the free frictionless horizontal plane. Here from the figure A and figure B can see m, and it's rested, the force has been like worked. So the spring is in the relaxed condition, no force is acting. And then the second one, the mass is displaced by the small distance x. The storing force F is acting on the opposite direction according to the Hooke's law. F is equals to minus of kx. So on the releasing the displaced position, it oscillates to and fro equilibrium position under the action of F. So alpha is equals to F by m. Then alpha is equals to minus of, we'll substitute the value of F. So here alpha will be directly proportional to minus of kx. So the acceleration of the proportional to the displacement and the direction opposite to it. Hence, the motion is in the simple harmonic. T is equals to time period 2 pi displacement upon acceleration. T is equals to 2 pi x upon alpha. Then T is equals to 2 pi, and it will be like m upon k. And here it is proved. We have done the time period equation. Okay. One more. Often the expression of the time period, simple pendulum, so that the time period of the simple pendulum infinite length is limited to 84.6 minutes. So time period of the simple pendulum, mass of the bob is m, length is l, and here, so at any instant the position of the bob is pendulum is at a, displacement OA is x, angular displacement is theta. Gravitational force mg at any point may be resolved in two components. So the component along the thread mg cos theta and the component of the perpendicular to the thread is equals to mg. So restoring force F is equals to minus of mg sin theta for small thetas. For the small theta, sin theta is equals to x upon L. F equals to, we get minus of mgl. We'll apply the Newton's law of motion here. F is equals to ma. So F is equals to minus, F is equals to m alpha. We'll substitute the value minus mgl upon x. So we get x upon alpha equals to L upon g. Time period t is equals to 2 pi displacement upon acceleration. We'll substitute the value and here we get 2 pi whole square root of L upon g. Time period of simple pendulum infinite line. The time period of the simple pendulum infinite t is equals to 2 pi r upon g. Here is the radius of earth. So we'll substitute the value and here we get the value of t is equals to 550.75 second. In the minute it will be 84.6 minute. Now, let's go ahead with few numericals. Firstly, from the figure below, obtain the equation of the SHM via projection on the radius and the vector revolving particle in the each case. So, two cases has been given. Let's solve with the first one. The particle move in the anti-clockwise from P to P dash. So, in the time t, angle swept with the radius will be theta, which is equals to omega t and which is equals to 2 pi t upon capital T. This will be 2 pi t and the t is 3. So, we'll substitute the value. N is the foot of the perpendicular P dash on the y-axis. So, ON is equals to y and OP dash sin theta plus 60 degrees. So, y is equals to 2 sin 2 pi t upon 3 plus pi by 3 centimeter. So, this is for the displacement equation for the first case. For the second, again the particle is moving in the clockwise. Now it's time for the clockwise direction. So the angle swept will be 2 pi t upon t. We'll substitute the value and we get the equation y is equals to 3 cos pi t 30 meter. Now, the maximum of the velocity of the particle executing simple harmonic motion at the 100 centimeters second and the maximum acceleration is also given. Determine the periodic time. So, firstly, maximum velocity is a omega and the magnitude of the maximum acceleration is a omega square. So, the magnitude of the acceleration maximum velocity omega will be 157 upon 100 is equals to omega. 157 upon 100 omega value is 2 pi n. So, here we get n is equals to 0.25 and t is equals to we get 4 second. Like all are totally based on the time period equation, the displacement equation, the acceleration and the velocity equation. Let's solve one more. The length of the spring is increases by 20 centimeter when a 1 kg of the body is suspended from it. Determine the force of the constant of the spring and if the body is pulled down slightly and released, what will be the period of oscillation. So let m be the mass and k be the spring. So m is equals to 1 kg. When the bait is suspended of the spring stressed 20 centimeter is equals to 0.2 meter. So here k into 0.2 is equals to mg. So k into 0.2, 1 into 9.8, we get the value of k is equals to 49 Newton per meter. Restoring force is mg 1 into 9.8. So time period will be t 2 pi square root of m by k. We'll substitute the value 2 pi 1 upon 49. So the time period will be 2 pi upon 7. It means we get 0.9 per second. This will be the value of time period. When the length of the spring is altered by 0.1 meter, the potential length of the spring is by 0.5 joule. Find the force. So energy equation we know that delta U is equals to half k delta x square. Delta x is the change in length 0.1 meter. K is the force constant and delta U is the change in potential energy. So we'll put the value and here we get the value of K constant is equals to 100 Newton per meter. The time period of the simple pendulum is 4 seconds and its effective length is 4 meter. For what length would be the 30 oscillation per second? In 1 minute, number of oscillation is 30. In second, number of oscillation is 30 by 60, which is equals to 1 by 2. So, the time period is 2 seconds. For the simple pendulum, t is equals to 2 pi square root of L by chi. We'll substitute the value and we get the value of length. L is equals to 0.99 meter. A body of mass 8 kg is executing simple harmonic motion and amplitude is given. When the body position axiom displacement is also given, then the force is given. You have to calculate the time period, acceleration, potential energy, kinetic energy at a displacement 12 centimeter. So amplitude A is given, body of mass is given, and restoring force is given. F is equals to minus of Ka. So here we get F is equals to Ka, or value of K we get is 200 Newton per meter. So the time period T will be 2 pi square root of whole square root of m by K. So T is equals to 2 pi 8 upon 200. So here we get T is equals to 1.25 second. Now the acceleration alpha is equals to minus K upon my. So y is the displacement. We get alpha value 0.212, or acceleration is equals to we get 3 meter per second. For the potential energy, put the equation half m omega square y square. 2 pi will substitute the value, and here we get potential energy 1.44 joule. And same for the kinetic, we'll substitute the equation, we get 7.56. So it's totally, these all numerical based on the equations which we have studied, whatever the displacement equation, whatever the potential energy equation, whatever the kinetic energy equation, all the numericals depends on that only. One more question is, the value of the acceleration due to the gravity at the plane is 1 by 9 to the acceleration due to the gravity earth if the time period of the simple pendulum earth is 1 second and its time period of the planet will be. So for the simple pendulum, T is equals to 2 pi square root of L by G. So T is equals to 2 pi L upon G. On the planet, TP will be 2 pi L upon GP. Now we'll divide both the equation, we get a ratio TE upon TB at whole square root of 1 by 9, or TP is equals to we get 3 second. This is the value of time period for the planet. Now, a small body of the mass is 0.10 kg executing the simple harmonic motion, amplitude is 1 and the period is 0.20 second. What is the maximum value of the force acting on it if oscillation are performed? So firstly, the force F max is equals to m alpha max. Alpha is the acceleration omega square, so we'll substitute the value, whatever values are given in the question. We get F max is equals to 98.596 Newton. If the oscillation are performed with the main spring of, then the value of F is equals to Kx. So at that time, K is equals to F, then F is equals to, we get 98.596. Already we have determined the value of F. Now, let's move ahead with the case-based question. We have a guess in which a Galileo isochronous pendulum, Galileo observed a lamp swinging from the ceiling at a Pisa cathedral ceiling. He was the first scientist to observe how long it looked object and suspended from the rope or the chain to the swing back forth. There is no wristwatch at that time, so Galileo used to own pulse and a time measurement. Galileo observed that no matter how the big swing were, as in the lamp was the first swing, and how the small swing was as the lamp returned to its standstill. So it looked it took for each swing to complete was exactly same. So he concluded that the acceleration are isochronous, and anyhow it was proved that the advanced experimental from the isochronism simple pendulum is correct within the 1% under the 30% of the amplitude, and it is confirmed that the period changes less than the 1% until the amplitude is 30, and on the other hand the period increase more than the 10% when the amplitude is become larger than 80%. And the end of the life, he devised that scheme of the using pendulum at regulate mechanical clock, and however the first reliable pendulum clock was Galileo demonstrated by the Huygens, which is 15 years after the Galileo's death. So who observed the first time period acceleration? From the case only we know that it's Galileo observed. Now for how long time period, now the time period of the pendulum was measured in the beginning of the 16th century. So it was measured by the help of pulse beat only. Galileo observed the time period of the pendulum does not vary the size of the swing. From the case only, all the questions are very clear. We can answer it. And another is the subject-based question we have. Ordinary clock pendulum expand the contract with the changes. Temperature, the period of the pendulum changes on its length, so it varies the time and ambient temperature. And British clockmaker John Harrison developed a Gridson pendulum, which is temperature compensated, and it consists of alternating parallel rod of the two metal and with different thermal coefficients such as the brass and the iron. Later, instead of the brass rod, zinc and were used. Design a grid iron and a pendulum using the brass is a more complex because of the brass does not depend as much as zinc. So for the appropriate compensation of the length, 5 iron and the 4 brass rod are required, and the exact degree of the compensation is adjusted by the section of the central rod, which is partly brass by the iron, and the rods are connected by the frame in which the different thermal expansion and the contraction compensated by the each other. So the overall length of the pendulum thus stays constant with the temperature. It is the simplest consist of the 5 rod, a central iron rod and the bob point immediately below the suspension at the point of the cross piece extend from the central rod and connect to zinc. One of each rod, central rod, the zinc rod, and each of above connect of the other iron rod, which run back to the top, and the suspension are connected with the each there. So the upward expansion of the zinc rod contracts the combined downward expansion of the iron. The rod length is calculated. So the effective length is zinc rod multiplied by the zinc thermal expansion. So, first question is, by the pendulum clock runs slow in the summer. So, time period T is equals to 2 pi square root of whole square root of L by G pendulum as the temperature increases. So, the amount of the length pendulum is also increases. See, both are in the proportionality thing. And the value of the time period increases as the clock runs slow. This is only the reason. Now, what is the length of the simple pendulum in which ticks second? The time period of the simple pendulum which ticks second is 2. So, the help of this value, we can calculate T is equals to 2 pi square root of L by G. So, here we get the length is equals to 1 meter. Now, assertion and reason based question. Assertion is any motion that repeats itself the regular interval time is called period. Okay, so it's correct. And that smallest interval of the time period with the motion it repeats it's called its period. So, yes, both A and B are true, but it's not right that R is explanation for the A. It's not associated. Both are true in there itself only. Second is one of the simplest periodic motion function is this. If T is equals to A cos omega T. Reason is if the argument of the A cos theta is increased by the integral 2 pi radian, the value of the function remains same. So, firstly, here the function of the repeats itself, the regular interval is called periodic function. It's correct. Hence, the value of A cos omega T repeats the argument and is increased by the 2 pi radian, and a cos omega T is a periodic function. So, assertion and the reason both are correct, and also the reason is explaining the assertion. Sorry, let's go with the one more. Here assertion, fourth one, here assertion is the sine and the cosine function are the periodic function. So, also the reason is being given here that a sensitive function repeats its value after the definite interval of the time. So, assertion is the sine and the cosine function. Yes, we have studied it. And also the sensitive function repeats its value. So, yes, both options are correct. Means both the assertion and the reason are correct. Still, you have any doubts or want the teacher to guide personally, please join our one-to-one live tutoring at Guasna Academy. We will help you to learn every concept with ease. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next chapter. Thank you very much.